will also deliver a reduction in consumption-based emissions. So, short conclusions. We've used the MRIO approach for allocating territorial emissions to final consumers. Overall, the share of emissions embedded in imports and total consumption-based emissions has increased over time and is expected to increase further. The increase in the share of imported embedded emissions is due to two major trends. One is increasing fragmentation of global production chains, so increasing global trade. And second, low emission intensity within the EU countries compared to many other countries. From the analysis, we can also say that increasing emissions from growing final demand can be offset by decreasing emissions from emission intensity improvements. Also, a large share of emissions embedded in EU final demand occurs during the production of electricity that is used along the production chain. For textiles, we have seen that this occurs mainly outside the EU 28 territory, but for motor vehicles, this was mainly inside the EU 28 territory. And Simon will now continue and tell you more about the motor vehicle sector. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Kirsten. I think there's some really interesting results there, and I can see some questions coming in, so we'll have a look at those later. Meanwhile, I'd like to talk now about some of the case studies we've been using to investigate policy impacts. Part of the project involved looking at policy impacts on embedded emissions. When looking from the bottom up using life cycle assessment, it's not practical to study a whole economy or